How's it going, Dibbs? We are recording, actually. I'm on top of it. Ooh, we are. Yes.
Bro,
We're recording.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, me too. Been a long day.
So tired. What day is it?
Dude, I don't know. I think it's Thursday. We have to come in Saturday, so.
Oh, my God.
Because Memorial Day is on Monday, so it's less work next week. So we're coming in Saturday. Gotta get these loans.
No, I'm not getting anything, bro. I got paid the other day, and it's already gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gone. It's tight.
Oh, I paid my rent. Yeah.
I'm feeling a squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
My wife went grocery shopping. I looked at my account.
All right.
She spent $200.
Okay.
I get home. There's a bag of pretzels, like some steak bites, some fruit,
Okay.
and a spray can of canola oil.
Is this the picture you put on Facebook? Is
Yeah,
that was okay.
Yeah, that's what that was. That's what I
Okay.
got home and saw. I was like, this isn't matching up. Like, what? Spent $200. We got 5 items from Costco.
That's crazy. And they're not even full bags, I'm guessing, too. Like, you got all the air in the bags on stuff.
Man, I'm talking about. I flipped out. I was like, now obviously she got more stuff.
Yeah.
But it when I,
Still gone in a week.
you know what I mean? Like it didn't feel like. It didn't feel like I went grocery shopping.
Okay. I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What to you feels noticeably more expensive since
Were you talking specifically in the grocery store or like all over?
shoot, anything.
Gas.
Yeah. You brought this up last time we talked.
We did. It's the only thing on my mind, bro. I spent almost $70 on my 4-cylinder. I would say I have a 16-gallon tank.
I
Almost
filled up this morning.
$70.
Yeah, it was $69.51.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Filled up. Went to pick my wife up, and I hate filling up and having to drive somewhere right after. I like to fill up and then go home, and my car is parked.
Yeah. That gas is sitting for a couple days.
Like it's almost like I want to save it. Like I want it to last the whole week, but like I live like across the street from my gas station that I frequent.
Yeah.
Right. And even that little drive into my subdivision, like I feel like, damn, I just burnt like 25 cents of that gas I just bought. It's not really a full tank.
Okay. Yeah.
But the price of it so high. Gas was $4.99, bro.
I saw it hit over $5 out where I am for 87. It's crazy.
Oh,
And that's not the only thing hitting us either. It's gas, it's groceries, I mean, you could say rent and all that. There's other factors in there, but I mean, everything on the consumer level is squeezing us right now for sure. Everything. Video games used to be, I remember when I was a kid, it was $40 for a video game, for like a A-list, Wii game, whatever it was. $39.99. Then it became $60. Now I think if we're not already there, we're pretty close to $100 per a normal video game, A-list game.
I bought NBA 2K6.
Mm-hmm. 2K6.
Was it 2K6? No. 2K5
Okay.
with Ben Wallace on the cover
All right.
for $19.99. PlayStation 2.
That's crazy.
It was a $20 video. One of the best video games ever made. NFL 2K. Shout out to y'all.
Yep.
We got to find a way to bring that back. But $20,
Yeah.
because they were competing with NBA Live, which was a $40, $50 game at the time.
Yeah.
$20, one of the best video games I ever played in my life. And then every year I just saw that price creep up 20, 30, 40, 50. There's an NBA package that sells right now for $129.99.
Dang.
And then when you get the game, you got to buy more stuff in the game
buy
to play
your
it.
coins, you can get
you got to buy the
packs.
VC. You got to buy cards in it.
That's me on FIFA because I grew up playing FIFA. I didn't really do 2K and all that. So, you're buying the FIFA points, you're buying the coins, you're getting packs, you're buying players you want. Because you play one game, you get 400 coins. A pack is 7,500. So you're buying coins. So
I'm sick of the pay-to-play model, bro.
Oh, yeah. It's never going away either. Do you see GTA? They're thinking about doing if they haven't already, for the next GTA, they're going to do like a per hour pay cycle. Allegedly, I saw it on Twitter a while ago. I don't know if it's
Everything
still-
about GTA is allegedly, bro. Like I think GTA 5 was how many years ago? Were you born?
I think so. I think so. I don't know.
It's been a long time since GTA been promising GTA 6.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of things before GTA 6.
Oh my goodness. But like, yeah, everything feels more expensive. It's not even just one specific thing, man. My checks are not going as far as they used to.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it last time. I started working in 2006. I worked at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I was making the training wage was like $4.25.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Then they raised minimum wage to like $6.95. That felt like a raise, and I got my performance review.
Yeah.
That bumped me up to like $7.05. So I was like,
Were you living at home then? Did you have rent to pay?
not yet.
Okay.
So yeah, I was
So you're able to save a little bit.
yeah, I was 16. I was working like 12, 15 hours a week after school, riding my bike up there.
Spending money kind of thing.
Yeah, they fed me. I think I was making like $70 a week.
That's balling.
That man, I was like I said, I was ahead of the curve, bro.
Yep.
Like, oh, y'all want something out the vending machine? I got you. Hold on.
What do you need?
Be buying stuff out the school store, Slurpees and fries at
Oh
lunchtime.
yeah, they would do.
Oh,
Did
man.
you have candy days back then? We only had one day a week we could buy candy. I feel like, that was also a different time for me.
So I went to 2 different high schools.
Mm-hmm.
The first high school I went to had wing day, so we could buy
we didn't get
like wingdings, fried chicken, and French fries, and Bosco sticks. So that whole meal, you got the chick, you got like 8 wingdings, 5 Bosco sticks,
5, damn.
yeah, and like a juice, and it was like $5.
And you got 70 a week. You're balling,
Bro,
Yeah.
I was, hey, I got you. You get me next time.
Yep.
You know? I moved out to my second high school
Okay.
where I graduated, and they had that shit every day. Like
Damn.
fries, ice cream, chicken. Like you had a selection.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't used to that. But the $70 that my $70, I could still, the fries were $1, the ice cream was $1,
Yeah.
the chicken was like $3. So it still came to the same $5, but it was like I was getting more.
There's a place near my house now for reference. It's cool. It's a nice place. It's not like, up here, but it's nice. They're charging almost $2 per wing now. Per wing.
Never.
Never.
Never. Like,
But they looked fire, but I'm not, like, off principle, I can't do that. I can't allow myself to spend almost $2 a wing.
they were always $2 a wing, or is this like a post-COVID price?
I don't know. I've only lived in the area for about a year now, so I still haven't even been there. But as long as I've known about this place, it's been almost $2 a wing.
Bro, chicken, like that scared me when they told us that there was a chicken shortage.
Oh, man.
Like, and then, I went into the rabbit hole on this. Like, chickens are birds. They only have 2 wings, bro. Like,
Yeah. You
So
order a
if-
10-piece every time you get wings, you know?
you know what I'm saying? Like, so 5 birds had to die for me to get this 10-piece, right?
People don't realize how, like, luxurious that is
What
historically.
What happened to the rest of the bird?
Where did it go?
And how many of these chickens was y'all killing for it to be a shortage?
Nah, for real. How many people are consuming wings like that?
Like, we can't make wings because we are out of chickens.
That's crazy. That's something you think you'd never run out of either. Like, that's one of those things that, like, you just assume we're always going to have chickens. No one's thinking we're not going to have chickens. You're going to wake up one day and there's no more chickens.
Bro,
You're not thinking about that.
I can't have it, but there's a place that I like to go, and I'm getting at least 50 wings, bro. That's 100 chickens.
Yeah, bro.
No, it's 25.
How many
25 chickens. I'm good at math.
How many chickens do you think you're killing per year indirectly? Or partaking in the death of?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I'm probably over 100 chickens if we're running your math. I'm easily over 100.
Bro,
chickens.
100 chickens a week. I'm if we run in my math, I'm off in 400 birds a month, bro.
Man.
I got a
You're why
family
we
of
have
4.
a chicken shortage, bro.
I'm the chicken. I'm the chicken coroner.
Yeah.
Like that's unfair.
That's unfair.
But like I remember going to restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Wings were 50 cents.
Yeah.
50 cent a wing. Now they up to $1.50, $2.
But what's making that more expensive? Because there's a couple things you can point out for sure of like the process of it. Is it the transportation because of gas? Is it the labor hours? Is it the feed? Is it the land that they're on? Like which part of the process do you think is making it more expensive? Is it just the restaurants just hiking prices because they want to?
So initially, you know, I'm a capitalist, right? So initially I'm like, hey, supply and demand. There's a chicken shortage. You gotta raise the price because I don't have that many. This is a valuable commodity. If you want to eat 100 birds a week, then I gotta charge you $2 a wing.
Yeah.
Okay, just to keep up with the demand.
Yeah.
So that I can make sure I stay in business and I can breed some more chickens, right?
Yeah.
But the deeper I got into it, I started to understand it's just greed. There's no way a chicken wing is worth $2.
Nah.
That's $4 a bird for one part.
One part of the chicken.
That, and I'm thinking that all these companies post pandemic, they didn't get together and decide this, but I think, you know, one company kicked it off, said we're going to raise the prices, we're not going back down, and then all the other companies said, they're doing it, we can too.
Yeah.
What was stopping them from charging us $4 a bird?
I mean, you think like initially just first thought from that is no one's going to go there. They're going to see $4 a bird. Like, I'm not paying that. And then supply and demand, less people are in the door because the cost is too much. I got to lower my cost. Or the guy across the street is charging $3 a bird. So I got to compete. So, I mean, there's options there for sure. But I don't know. I look at the chicken example, and I think we can equate that to a lot of things in the current economy. You know what I mean? Like gas is one example like we just talked about where, you know, we have the war in Iran going on. People are raising the gas prices because whether gas is going up or not, they can because the illusion that the idea that we are running out of gas is allowing the creation for artificial demand in that, or an artificial shortage of supply.
Yes.
So we can raise that price. But then at what point, if we don't have the entertainment industry of the news that we talked about telling us that there's more gas now, when can or should they lower the prices back down? Or can they just keep them up there for as long as they can because they're capitalists too? They got to get their money. At what point does it stop? But, and I'm kind of rambling now, but at that same point, that brings me to the whole idea that we were just talking about of your dollar isn't getting you as far. Your grocery budget isn't getting you as far as it was 10 years ago when you were buying food.
Yeah.
And if it is going as far, you're not getting the same quality of food you were getting if you're on the shrinkflation side of things.
Because I mean, what's really happening? Like we're in a world where people raise prices on things like gas and food.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not going to eat and drive?
Or what's going to happen with water? All these AI data centers, they all need fresh water. They can't use salt water for some reason.
Speculation.
So we're going to run out of water. It's going to be $10 a bottle soon.
It feels like Avion already is. I went into a gas station the other day, got like one of those, not a full gallon. What is it? A quart liter?
The liters, yeah.
Got the liter of water. It was $3.
Man, you're paying for the bottle. You're paying for the fancy
plastic
bottle.
Paying for the wrapper. Because I'm like, this is insane, man. And I know in 2006 that water wouldn't have been, it would have been $1, and I wouldn't have bought it because I'd have been like, it's water.
Yeah, you might have paid $1.50 for the luxury brand because there's luxury of everything because you got to hit that market. But $1.50 was the luxury at that point. Now it's like $6 a bottle of water. I'm seeing some places for those liters for sure.
So you get this $6 bottle of water, like, I don't taste the difference.
Nah. you don't notice a difference.
I hear people. My
it's
wife tastes the
If
difference.
it's Dasani, I notice a difference.
And it's like okay,
Don't
$6
sponsor
for
us,
this water.
Dasani.
Like, do you spring for that? Is that your guilty pleasure?
I wouldn't say that's where I go to. Like if I have some extra money to spend, I'm not, ooh, I need to get a nice bottle of water today.
Do you feel locked out of buying the luxury water? Like,
In terms of, I think my money needs to go to other places and I shouldn't be spending $6 on a bottle of water. Yeah. But it's nothing the water industry can fix.
well, let's talk about something more practical then. In 2006, this was 2 years before the housing crash, right?
Yes.
I was in 10th grade.
Okay.
You could buy a house in Detroit post crash for $2,000 in an affluent neighborhood.
That's a livable, like you could buy the house, walk in, ready, move in.
Yep.
Dang.
Yep. So if
Now you
I
gotta tear it down for $2,000. You might get the plot of land for $2,000.
10,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's back up. Like, I'm looking at a time to where, maybe I shouldn't have been going to school. I should have been outside buying real estate. But
Yep.
you
Should
know,
have had a job at 7.
exactly. Well, we were messing around.
Do you think child labor laws were put in place to prevent us from getting ahead?
It had to be.
Yeah.
It's all conspiracy.
Exactly. I should be able to work at 8 years old if I want to get ahead and start,
That's what I'm saying. If I have a baby, the baby's gonna work right out of the womb.
Day one.
Day one,
Yeah.
I'm employing that baby.
That is a tax loophole as well. You can employ that baby
know what I'm
under
saying?
your LLC if you had one. Pay them a wage.
That's my thing. But it was just like we went from that and specifically here in the Detroit market, paying $2,000 for a whole house,
Yeah.
$2,000 to $12,000, to fast forward to 2020, 3% interest rates.
Yeah. And also with that $2,000, that's barely even getting you a running car now. Like it might, maybe, but you're still gonna have problems. And on what you just said about the 3% interest rates, I didn't want to get away from that. I just saw a graph today, which if I remember, I'll try and throw it on the screen after.
Yeah.
Is we're at the same level, give or take, of sales right now in the housing market, units moved, as we are from 2008 to 2011. But also, like you're just saying, the prices are at least 5 times as high now.
Yes.
So the same amount of houses are moving at 5 times the price, with the dollar since 2008 being worth at least 30% less, if we're being nice. What's going to happen from here? Like, where do we go from here?
We don't know.
Because the 3% economy doesn't exist anymore.
We've never been here.
No, we've literally never been here.
3%. So, and people got to understand, like 3% rates were an emergency. Everything was crumbling under the threat of loss.
Yes.
We had a pandemic going on. We had
A once in a lifetime pandemic.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. Unprecedented circumstances.
Yeah. Things that in theory should never happen again in our lifetimes.
Correct. So this is the type of market that you were living in. But I understand, like, you're living in mass fear, a global threat.
Yep.
You're also living in a low demand because of the global threat. Lots of businesses were shut down and
People couldn't leave the house.
you couldn't leave the house.
State government mandates. You couldn't leave the house.
You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't conduct any business. So what does that do to, our markets? Our markets start to fall.
Yep.
If our market falls and our dollar crumbles, chaos.
Yep. But if the trust in our dollar falls as well, because really, I don't remember if I touched on this last episode, but nothing's backing our dollar right now except the trust in the United States to hold it up. There's no gold behind it. There's no silver. There's no copper, even if you want to say. There's nothing holding up our dollar besides the military and the trust that the U.S. government will have everyone's best interest at heart that hold that dollar. And, we can have that conversation another time because that's a much deeper rabbit hole to go down that I would
massive
love to.
extrinsic value of our paper money.
Yeah, but it's a very deep conversation to get into. But I don't know. Like you're saying though, the economy that existed when 3% rates existed, which everyone on the phones that we talk to here still wants, because I get so many people, oh, I'm waiting for 3% rates again. And I'm like, so you want that economy to come back? You want that time where we're all locked in the house? You want like nothing going on, like everything on the verge of collapse?
I hear people saying that, and what they really want is, you know, what they said. Like, they don't want the 3% rate back.
Yeah.
They want the circumstance where we were getting paid to stay at home.
Yeah. The affordability of
the affordability of that time.
I made more. I think we talked about this earlier. So I had a job 2018. This was my first job, and I was still in high school. It was my senior year. And I made maybe over the course of 9 months in that job, I don't even remember. Let's just call it 10 grand, maybe. I made more money sitting at home during COVID for 3 months getting unemployment. And then I have to go get a job after that. And like, I hustle, so I'm good. But you know how many people probably were like, I can get 10 grand for being at home. I never want to change this.
There was no labor.
Yeah.
Like, so there was no labor in exchange for your money. Once people figured out, or not even figured out, but once they experienced
they felt it,
that you did not have to exchange your time for money.
Ooh.
The government was just going to hand it to you for being obedient. Stay in the house. We'll send you a check. Call this number every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. They're looking for any source they can get now to keep that alive post-COVID, those people.
But what we have to understand is that wasn't normal.
No.
That it was an emergency policy.
Yeah.
That governments enacted to make sure that things remained stable and it didn't create chaos.
And it's for our benefit. Don't forget that. That was for our benefit as people. And that's also why at the same time, and I'll also put this graph up on the screen. I don't want to forget. If you look at the M2 money supply graph, that's one of my favorite graphs to look at. Mm-hmm. You see the sharp curve of where more dollars existed. And for those who don't know, M2 money supply in really layman's terms is how many US dollars are in circulation. And we printed about, was it 5 trillion? Or what was the exact number we saw? It was like 15,000 billion, whatever number that comes out to, was just pre-COVID, like the March, February 2019. And then if you look at the time of COVID in March 2020 to about May 2020, we're around the 21,000 billion mark. So the dollar lost so much value at that time, which we touched on in the last podcast, and I will probably talk about for the next 10 years. But we lost so much value at that time that, you got your 10 grand to sit at home, you got your PPP loans, and it felt great at the time. But the second you came out of COVID in a different world where it's all curbside deliveries, you don't have to go into stores and see the prices, you don't have to really feel everything at once. You don't realize that 20 grand or 10 grand or whatever you got isn't the same 10 grand that bought you your first house or apartment back in 2014, 15. Yeah, it just isn't the same money.
And just to further your point about the N2 graph, if this was chickens, if you had 100 chickens and the chickens were going away, they're depleting, and then all of a sudden you get 125 more chickens out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. You're not having a shortage anymore. You got double what you had.
The supply demand curve changes. And like people don't think about it with dollars, I think, and with money because they don't see a market for that in the sense where there is supply and demand that affects it. But there's so much behind the scenes we don't see of other countries buying our debt, buying US dollars because they want to hold more of it. We look at the US Treasury right now at 4.6% was the last time I looked at it, which is near the 2023 highs. We're not there yet, but we're close.
But it's also hard to even visualize what 21,000 billions looks like. Right? Like, that's not, I can't even name that number.
No.
21,000 billions is an insane amount of pay. Imagine if you had that in singles.
Oh my gosh. We'd fill this whole floor.
The We might. That's it's an unfathomable amount of anything.
Yeah.
Anything to have a number that high.
Yeah, imagine seeing 20,000 billion chickens.
There's a commercial that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing this commercial on the radio. It's like, oh, imagine you're a million miles away, and it's like ocean sounds, and you're on a beach somewhere, and the Earth is only 2,900 miles around, bro. You can't be a million miles away from the Earth and still be on Earth.
Yeah. Isn't the moon like a 250,000 miles away, give or take? That's what people put those bumper stickers on their cars. Like
250,000 miles to the moon.
Yeah.
So if I'm a million miles away, I'm not even in our like I'm not on Earth. That commercial bothers me so much, but it brings the point home that numbers aren't real to people.
Yeah, people don't really grab on and fathom these numbers that they look at. They just hear bigger number, better person, or worse person, depending on the context. And it's just the context that the number exists in. It's not the number itself.
Then they start watching the news. They hear the Fed chair get on there and say, "Hey, I'm going to drop interest rates."
Which he's being sworn in tomorrow. Kevin Warsh, shout out.
Shout out, man. Give us something good. Give us something good. The mortgage industry needs you.
I have at least minimum over 100 borrowers who I have their notes. I have them written down to call them back when the new Fed chair's in, because they said, I'm waiting for the new Fed chair. He's going to drop rates. And I'm like, oh, what are you basing that off of? It's like, oh, well, the news, Trump's going to put this guy and he's going to drop rates. And I'm like, okay, how? How is he doing that? You don't just go in and change that. You don't just spawn a chicken. It doesn't just appear. So what is he going to do to drop rates? I might be wrong. I don't know the most about money in the world. I'm not the smartest guy. But I can't understand how in an economy where our dollar is losing value a lot, we're at least off of the numbers that we can see are 30% less, worse off than we were 6 years ago in terms of the value of the dollar. Housing isn't moving. We're at, again, 2008 to 11 level lows, and people don't even know, I think, 2008 isn't the bad part of the crash. We didn't really bottom out until 2011, 12. So if we're in such a expensive, unaffordable market, and also losing value in the dollar, and also I think we're still in a bad job economy. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think a lot of jobs are being created. Like there's a lot of ghost listings on Indeed.
Yeah.
How can this economy support 3% rates, let's say? Like where does that come from?
That's a question well beyond, because there's stuff going on behind closed doors. We know that.
Yeah.
I think a weird thing that happens to people is they don't notice how something affects them until it actually starts to hurt.
Yeah.
We can forewarn people like, hey, you don't want 3% interest rate, but when we had 3% interest rate and good things were happening to them, how do you fight that belief? There's no replacing. Hey, life was good when 3% interest rate.
I bought Stockholm syndrome did the 3%.
You get what I'm saying? Like I bought my first house and I had X amount of money coming in, and I didn't have to do anything for it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people struggling, but because it didn't affect a lot of people directly, that gets washed under the rug.
Yeah, they think it's a good thing when we have low rates, just across the board. Like, oh, I was doing great, so everyone must be doing great, right? That's the economy. That's the world.
Yeah, but imagine a bank loaning. I think was it Sweden that had negative interest rates for a while. Their economy was crashing.
Too.
Japan, Sweden. That the bank was paying people to put their money in the bank. Like, so if you borrowed money, they would pay you to borrow the money.
Yeah, we have to talk about that at some point. That's a whole other podcast. But I want to say the late 80s crash in Japan of real estate, where like that 1 acre of land or whatever was worth like $18 billion or something crazy.
Yeah. So like, and that's what I'm saying. Like people have, at least the people that are probably watching this show in America.
Yeah.
We take a lot of things for granted.
Yeah.
We have an understanding of money that is skewed Other countries don't have it like we have it.
Yeah, because we've had the strongest currency for our lifetimes, for sure.
I just learned a couple years ago, 30-year mortgage. That's an American concept.
I just learned that yesterday. I kid you not, I just learned that yesterday. I didn't know that was only us.
Yeah, it's just us. Everybody else has adjustable rates. Fixed rate isn't a thing around the world.
Yeah. Fixed rate, usually 20 year.
Yeah, you borrow money and your interest rate goes with how well your country is doing.
Yeah. Relative to the dollar.
Exactly.
Because we've had the world, and we still have, I give it 15 more years, we still have the world reserve currency. So every other country has to transact through us. That's why BRICS became a thing. That's why the petrodollar exists, because other countries can't transact directly between each other. If I want to buy goods in Saudi Arabia and I'm in Russia, traditionally what we've had to do, or what they've had to do, is Russians have to convert their money into USD, use that USD, buy or transfer that USD to Saudi Arabia, and then if Saudi Arabia can do what they want with that money, transfer it to theirs, maybe keep it in USD, whatever they want to do.
Until the advent of cryptocurrency.
Yep, and that's a whole other conversation.
Another episode. We're getting so many ideas from this. But how does that shape our spending habits now? We got 3% interest rates. A lot of people grew up in that because it lasted. You grew up in this. I remember a pre pandemic world.
Yeah.
But you grew up, you said your first job was in 2018?
18.
So you were working 2 years, COVID hits, you start getting free money. You make more sitting at home than you did at your job.
Yep.
How does that shape a young person's spending habits when they're getting paid to stay at home?
I mean, my worst problem at that point was DoorDash. I was DoorDashing like crazy. I'm like, I didn't have a license at the time either. I was like 18, 19, and I never got my license, and I got it, I think I got it right before, actually, what year are we talking? I'm 20. Yeah, no, I didn't have my license during COVID. So I was DoorDashing.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a little bit late to that. I didn't get my license till I was 19. So it was the end of 2020 I got my license. And I was spending $300 a week on DoorDash, man, easily.
Oh, no, I feel it.
Easily. And then I was lucky where I saved a lot of money. Because I was like, I knew I wanted to buy a place. Like we talked about last time, I was kicked out of my house. I'm like, I need to get some money saved up. I was one of the lucky ones where I feel like I taught myself how to be intelligent with money from an early age.
Yeah.
But also I'm still mad because I found Ethereum at $200, not knowing what crypto was. I'm like, I think I need to learn more about this before I put money in. And then 2021 crypto goes up to like what, $2,500, and I'm just watching it go up, and just here we are.
I gave horrible advice. Like in hindsight, so we know that this fact has always existed. If you own something long enough, it's very hard to lose money.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's only a loss if you sell.
Yeah. Traditionally in the stock market, dips, you get corrections, 20-25%. When we hit that COVID dip and, the market dropped, I think it was like 28%, which was like the biggest dip we'd had since like the Great Depression. I told people not to rush.
Okay, not to rush into buying?
Yeah, not to rush into buying. I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Worst take you've ever had, baby.
Worst take I've ever had. What ended up happening, and this is still true. So the stock market has never dropped to a point, and it's never gone down and not come back higher than it was the previous high.
On a Monday to Friday basis, I think I've seen that stat.
This is like over time. This is like over the history of the market. It's never been, the stock market has always come back from a 20 to 30% correction to a new all-time high.
And are you referring, just so everyone knows, the SPY specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I'm talking about SPY index S&P 500 since 1980.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, since the 80s.
Yeah.
So in this case, where it drops 30%, I think it was down to like 2,300.
Okay.
Today the S&P is at 7,500. So if
I
you
remember that too. I was gonna buy some, I just didn't.
so if you bought it, you literally tripled every dollar you put into it. If you just bought it at that one time and let it ride.
But that also goes to what we were talking about. You didn't triple the value of the money you held. You
There you
tripled the U.S. currency that you had.
Yes.
That's all you tripled was the dollar amount you had. The value of what you own did not go up unless, I think, really, in my mind, you sold it and you bought gold or real estate.
Yep.
Those are hard assets that are physical. They're in your hand. You can walk into a house. You can hold gold. That's the only real value, I would say.
Exactly. And I think that's the mindset where people are saying, hey, things are getting more expensive. Things cost more money. Things are harder to get because I still have the same amount of dollars that I had in 2020 in 2026.
Yeah.
And it takes more of those dollars to get the things that I want.
Yeah.
So when you have that, you know, when you have something like that, I'm trying to figure out how. Oh, you told me about this earlier. You had a guy that makes $100K,
Yeah.
but can't take equity out of his home because things cost too much in his life. Can you like?
Oh yeah, his debt to income was too high. He makes about $100K a year, maybe 101, I think. His house was worth 570,000. He owed a little bit less than 4. He wants to take out about 200K. I mean, you have a loan to value problem there as well, but I mean, you can still solve that and try and give him a little bit less money.
Yeah.
But he was still looking for about 100 grand, which loan to value wise should no problem be able to get 100 grand out.
Right.
He was only offered a max of 58,000 because he just couldn't afford it, even with paying off other debts within that.
Man.
So he only would have gotten maybe 30 grand in his pocket out of the 58 that existed because he had to pay off other debts.
Wow. Wow. So somebody making $100,000 a year, 6 figures.
Which was my goal when I was 19. I was that was my I need to make 6 figures. I'll have money when I do that.
Oh no! When I got to 6 figures, I immediately realized, I need to make more.
Yeah.
And I think that's where entrepreneurship came in because I'm like, the answer is always more.
Always.
It's never enough. You wonder why a trillionaire like Elon Musk is still working because the answer is always more.
Business never stagnates. A business either is growing or it's shrinking slowly. There's no stagnation in business. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no finish line.
Yeah.
So how can somebody that's making good money still feel trapped?
Yeah.
And you just described it in that scenario. You know, you got these debt payments and things while you're accumulating assets. Unless you have a hard asset at a low acquisition cost, it's more difficult to acquire it now because you need more of something that just lost value.
And again, not to cut you off, what we were talking about last episode, I had my first ounce of gold. I bought it right around $2,000. Gold right now is, I think, about 40. I think it dipped a little bit, 4,300.
Okay.
So even at $4,300, it's still just as hard to make $4,300 right now as it was 5 years ago when I bought my first ounce of gold.
Yeah.
But I'm buying half the amount of gold with the amount of money now.
So but how much of that guy's life do you think is financed?
From what I saw, with the credit cards being almost maxed out, 19%, his car loan, his house loan, everything. He's waiting for the next check every week to make sure he can afford his payments. And that also, going back to what you said, is a very Americanized lifestyle. The idea of buy now, pay later, Klarna, Affirm, all that stuff, that is such an American concept.
So it makes him look stable.
Yeah.
Because he's got the nice car. He's got a $600,000 house.
Keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. You look great on paper.
Oh my goodness. He's got all the things.
Yeah.
But he's feeling pressure because he's looking for a loan.
Imagine if he doesn't work for a month. You're behind on your bills. You have lates. Now your credit dips. Now it's harder to get a loan. It's more expensive if you do get that loan.
Yes.
Americans are so squeezed right now from a combination of the mentality they have that they hold towards money because we've been treated special for relative to the world for so long, and we haven't really understood the change that's happening, as well as just our spending habits. Our spending habits are so bad.
That guy's already spent the next 5 years of his income.
At least. Not even counting the 30-year mortgage, just on credit cards and stuff alone. Because I want this thing and I want it now.
Oh my goodness. Like,
And that's just what's on the credit report. We're not talking insurance. We're not talking food. We're not talking gas. If you got kids, you're paying for the kids. That stuff doesn't show up on a credit report, but you still got to pay for it.
So like it's hard to, because there's so much that you have to do at once. You have to have somewhere to live.
Yeah.
In our city, you have to have transportation.
Yeah, you need a car in Detroit.
Yeah, there's no like public transit that you can rely on.
Yep.
Right?
You need a car or you spend a lot on Ubers.
A whole bunch on Ubers.
Yep. You know a little bit more about that than I do.
I know a lot about it. You gotta feed yourself. We're talking about survivability. We're not talking about, like, okay, maybe that guy, the 100K guy, maybe he's over leveraged. What if I make $75,000 a year and all I'm paying for is house, food, clothes on my back, and maybe some insurance if I got some expendable income, right?
But if we're breaking down that 75K, and let's just assume that's net, that's after taxes. So which isn't the case for the most part. Let's just take that by 12. You're making $6,250 a month.
Mm-hmm.
The average mortgage payment now with 6% rates, probably, what would you say, $2,400-ish?
At least.
All right. Let's say 26 with taxes and insurance.
Yep.
So now you're already at $3,650 you got left over. A tank of gas, like we just talked about, is at least $60. Now we're at $35.90.
Bro, a week.
Yeah, a week. So we actually have to multiply that.
That's $240.
Yep. Minus by another. So we're at $34.10. So what would you say groceries for a week? Say $200?
So it's me, my wife,
Yeah.
my oh my God, do I have teenagers? I got a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old.
You have a teenager.
Yeah, so I have a teenage girl, and a pre-adolescent boy who can eat an entire pizza himself.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say groceries monthly.
Yeah.
I'm probably spending $500-600 a week. That's $2,000.
Let's say another. You're saying $500 a week?
Yeah.
Damn. All right, let's say $2,000. Let's just say $2,000, right? $1,400 left. We haven't counted insurance for your car. Let's say you pay another $180 in insurance if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
$1,230. And this is just necessities. This isn't.
Yeah.
This is before even fun money.
Yeah. I haven't gone out.
So we got $1,200 left. We missing anything? Oh, we're missing DTE.
My God.
Let's say electricity, internet, phone bill. Let's just take another $450 off for all that. $780. I still think we're being nice.
That's generous.
$780 is being generous. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Got all your bills paid now. You got your phone bill paid. You got your gas. You got your food, and you got $780 a week. And this is off of a 75.
No. This is monthly.
Oh yeah, monthly.
This is a monthly budget.
So you have $780 left over for the month after all your bills are paid on a $75,000 take-home income. No one my age is making that unless they have a good job. And even if you have a degree, you're not guaranteed that. Mm-hmm. So I would say the average person my age is not making $75,000 a year after taxes.
My goodness. Like, I know people with master's degrees that are just over that.
Yeah.
They're making between 80 and 96. Like, if you're in education, you get a master's degree, or you're a psychiatrist, counselor, principal at a school, not even bringing in six figures, And
let's start factoring your student loans on that then. Yeah,
well, so there it is. There's the other 780. Yeah. Those are your debt payments.
Oh yeah, if they're not deferred anymore, you're done.
Cooked. Mm-hmm. You are cooked.
And again, 10 years ago when you started working, 10, 15 years ago, that's a great income. If you're making $75,000 a year in 2009, you were balling.
Oh yeah.
You have whatever car you wanted.
I'm retired right now if I'm making $75,000 in 2009.
Oh my
Knowing
God.
what I know now.
Yeah. And now you're doing all your bills, your home and your bill. We didn't even talk about fun money if you're going out or if you have a hobby or a niche.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. This is less than $200 a week if you're a responsible person and just working on a $75,000 income. This is gross.
Yeah.
This is gross. We didn't account for taxes.
Yeah. This is your take
Salt
home.
coming out of your So take home pay 75 means, let's bump that up another 10%. You're actually earning about 84.5.
Yeah.
So on an $85,000 salary, let's say, you have $200 a week in expendable income. And if you want any type of retirement, you're going to have to invest that.
You have to. Oh, so yeah, we're not even talking about saving money. Where are we saving money?
This is just surviving.
Yes.
You're surviving on $75,000 net.
Also, you're in the 22% tax bracket there at 75K.
Oh, I know some tricks about that. That's another episode.
Yeah. This is the ballpark.
But like, so like in 2009, if you made $75,000, I would have said you were rich.
Oh yeah.
You would have been a rich person in my eyes.
At least upper middle class, bare minimum.
Yeah. And now that seems like that's the flex. If you can survive and have $200 left at the end of the week,
man,
I still think you're rich.
Yeah.
I think it's, it might not feel that way, but you're doing better than people that add that up like you just did in your calculator and the number's negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm not paying my phone bill this week because I have to put that with what I make on my next check, and DTE's asking me to pay this first.
Yeah. And we're not even talking if you have life problems, if you got to leave work early one day and you're hourly and you miss some hours.
Oh, my goodness.
If you get sick for a couple days and you're out of sick days, like we're living so tight right now where unless you're either very financially savvy, and even if you are, you're still maybe feeling this, but you either have to be very financially savvy, have a very lucky situation where you might have inheritance, or you might have people you live with or someone supporting you or your parents or whatever it is. You're barely surviving off $75K a year as a person with a family right now, which is crazy.
That's a dump. And that's what I'm saying. That's 4 people that you're taking care of. Like, how do you have kids in this economy?
That's a thing that I have. Like, I want to have kids one day, but the idea of children right now is ridiculous to me. I can barely afford for myself to live. And again, I'm one of those lucky people in a situation where I have people around me who support me. Like I can split my rent with other people. And because of that, I can live below the average number that you see in the economy right now in like a $1,500 one bed apartment or something like that.
Yeah. I think that's going to become more commonplace as, the dollar continues to lose its value.
Mm-hmm. It's not going back up. That's for sure.
but it's twofold. You're getting attacked on both ends. Not only does it take more of your dollars to get the same things. Yeah. Right. This iPhone is not, this is an iPhone, right? Yeah. This iPhone is going to be an iPhone in 5 years.
Do you remember how much, because I'm just trying to think your age, let's say 2014, what was that? The iPhone 4, iPhone 5. How much was your brand new iPhone 5 then?
No, I remember the first iPhone that you could only get on AT&T. Okay. It was $400. Okay, for a brand new iPhone.
My iPhone that I got, the 16E, which was meant to be the cheap alternative, the worst camera and everything, was $699. What are we doing? Yeah, that's the alternative. That's the cheap version.
That's what I'm saying.
Version, I should say.
That's the whole point of this. Is like we've got these devices, and I'm on the iPhone Forever plan. You know what I mean? Like I can upgrade. Which is essentially a lease on a phone.
Yeah, I buy mine outright.
I've done that too. Bills as I can. My what we're recording on right now, that phone's paid for. Yeah, but like
that's a flex too.
You know what I mean?
Buy now, pay later economy. Oh shit, you own your phone, bro.
But I remember how ridiculous of a concept that was when I think Verizon was the first people I saw doing that, where you could put your phone on a payment plan. We used to buy all our phones outright. Yeah. When we signed up for the contract, you get a contract and you purchase the phone to put on your contract. Yeah. And now the norm is we're going to lease this phone to you. You hold it for 2 years. We give you a discount and then you bring it back to us, we'll give you another phone on another discount, but you're going to pay us forever.
Yeah, and you're going to stay with us forever. And I'll give you a better discount if you keep staying iPhones. So at that point, because we're talking about how much of everything is financed now, when does income stop mattering in that sense?
Oh, you gotta out earn.
Yeah,
I don't even think of life in terms of income anymore.
Yeah,
the cost of things is only relative to how fast I can earn.
Yeah.
So
and you only have 24 hours in a day.
Exactly. So you're feeling or at least in my life, I feel a squeeze because there was a time where I was getting paid every day.
Man.
So there was during COVID, you could sell a house by accident.
Yeah.
Like all you had to do was, not even during COVID, but like after they let everybody back outside, the demand for housing was so high. There were so many mortgage applications being put in while everybody was in the house that when they opened it back up, the floodgates, there were people lined up around the corner, literally.
Just because they want to see the house.
Just because they want to see the house because they wanted to buy it. But that's what drove the prices up. Demand, high demand.
Less people were selling then too, right? Compared to now,
yes.
Yeah.
So, what happened was that demand drove up the prices because there were super competitive offers being made because the money was so cheap to borrow.
Yeah, 2% rates.
2%. I got a guy.
I saw some of the 0.75 the other day. Not to cut you off. 0.75 on their mortgage.
No, yeah, it was real. I got a guy that bought a $400,000. He got a new construction house for 1.99% interest, $400K.
Man.
That's free money.
I bet he didn't even have perfect credit too. I bet if he had perfect credit, it could have gone lower. Or if he wanted to bring more
credit was
money
in the
out of
sixes.
pocket. Yeah.
If he would have had a 700 or 800 score, he probably would have got less than 1% interest.
Yeah. Or he could have taken a 2% and probably bought $0 out of pocket for that.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
It was insane then, but even more insane now because, imagine trying to buy something like that right now. A $400K house at 6% is going to be a $3,000 note.
With good credit.
With good credit. This dude was paying $1,400, $1,500 for a $400,000 house.
Mm-hmm. Man.
That was our gold rush.
Yeah.
And the money was so cheap that you could literally borrow it and make more on the money that you borrowed than it cost to pay it back.
Man. That $400K house you probably rent out for $2,400 or $2,500 maybe, right?
$3,000. It's huge.
$3,000.
It's a 5,000 square foot house.
So you're doubling. You're making 100% on the money that you spend on it, pretty much.
Yep.
And let's just say, imagine you're a veteran, you're tax exempt, you're balling.
But even like so imagine that's your cost of living now. So you're paying $1,500 for a $400,000 house. You got all those other same expenses.
Yeah. On
a $75,000 a year salary.
Yeah.
How do you upgrade from there?
You buy a bigger house. That's kind of the mentality. Like I would say upgrading from there is paying that thing off as fast as possible, buying the things that you want to buy on your niches, whatever it is you're into, cars, clothes, whatever it is, and living with no bills. And then maybe taking as much money as you can, investing. That to me is the level up. The average American mentality level up is, oh, sweet. I can afford this. Now I'm going to sell this, use a bigger down payment to buy a bigger house and go more in debt for 30 years, but I have a bigger house now.
See, that's me.
All right, fair.
I'm gonna sell that $400,000 house for $600,000. I'm gonna take the $200K, get me another $400,000 loan.
Yeah.
So now I still got a similar note to what I had because I'm in a $600,000 house or an $800,000 house with the same loan amount.
But do you value that nicer house over maybe a less nice house with more breathing room financially?
Absolutely, because I value convenience.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna inflate my lifestyle. Like this is where I think a lot of people miss the boat. Like let's say you get a raise at work. When I used to get raises, at my first job, or not my first job, but my first real job.
Yeah.
Where I was making $16 an hour.
Yeah.
I started that job at $12 an hour.
Okay.
We got a raise to $16 within the first 90 days. So if you made it 30 days, we went from $12 an hour to $13.95, and then if you made it all the way to the end, you started making $15.95. So for like a year and a half, I still lived as if I was still making the $12 an hour.
Yep. So you were able to stack that money.
Oh man, I was stacking like that $3 an hour difference. I remember I took my whole family to a Pistons game.
Ooh.
I bought everybody matching jogging suits and jerseys.
How much
like
tickets were then?
Bro, I think I spent there were so it was me, my wife, her parents, my parents, her sisters, my sisters. I don't remember how much each individual ticket was, but I know I spent probably about $2,500.
$2,500. That's
to
in the playoffs now. That would have been like what, 2 tickets?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's one seat. That's one floor seat.
Oh yeah, floor seat. Yeah,
Not even a floor seat. It's like what do they call them? The club seats.
Yeah,
that's one club seat. $2,500.
Man, yeah, you can't take out the whole family like that anymore. You just can't.
No.
Let alone the tracksuits you were talking about. Let alone getting there. You probably
some of
got
the tracksuits came with the tickets. They used to sell them at what was the name of that store at oh man, what's the outlet mall out there? Great Lakes Crossing.
Oh yeah, because it was up when there was the Palace. Yeah.
So Great Lakes Crossing. I bought jogging suits for everybody. Got tickets to the game. And we had a good time. But you could take 10 people out for $2,500 and have matching clothes, so we all knew where each other were.
Yeah, that same thing now is probably $10,000.
Yeah, at least.
I'd guess. I don't really go to Pistons game. I went to one a couple months ago.
Oh, bro,
we were
go
in the playoffs.
We gonna go once they get back up. You know,
Oh,
RIP to Pistons, man. They had a good run.
Hey, I saw something today. We might get Kyrie, but this is post ACL tear Kyrie. So now I'm like, 35-year-old, 35 post ACL tear Kyrie. Is he going to be the thing that gets us over the line?
No, he's not the one. I mean, I was vying for Trey Murphy at the deadline, and I've run this scenario on 2K so many times. The Pistons are gonna win the next 5 chips. If we would have got Wemby, it would have been this year.
Which we came dead last and didn't get a top. Was it 3 or 5 pick? I don't think we got either. Did we?
We got the top. We got the 5th pick 3 years in a row.
Yeah, coming dead last 2 years in a row, pretty much.
But I mean,
we go to a 27-game losing streak.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, bro.
Man.
You know, behind the scenes stuff. But this is all coming down to, like, I think our point is survivability is different now.
Yes,
than it was
survivability
then.
is the goal now.
Yeah, that's the new rich.
When you were growing up, it was and like getting in the workforce, it was the bare minimum. Now it's the goal.
Yep.
How can I survive? Maybe ball out a little bit and do what I want to do. I feel like that's especially my age is like, I want to be able to make enough money to where if something happens, I want to take a week off work, whatever. I want to get into my DJing. I just want to make music. I want to do what I want to do. That's not going to make or break my month.
Bro, how do you do that though? Like we talked about this. What is your plan to attain that goal?
I feel like the only plan, regardless of like what business you want to get into, whether it's real estate, owning a company, whatever, it's making income that earns whatever that is, stocks, business, whatever, earning income while you are not actively working for it. That's the only way to do it. Like, I mean, you can say a podcast is one way to do it. My DJ stuff, uploading songs, my album coming soon. Check it out. Any of that stuff is a way you can earn money, but you got to build that over time. You don't just get that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like trying to work somewhere, work your way up at a company. You're not just going to get that.
I agree with that. I think if you're going to, you know, set a goal of being comfortable, you got to define what that looks like. Yeah. We just talked about all the expenses that come with owning a home, eating every day, raising children,
getting some water.
You know what I mean? Like, You got to get gas to get these people to and fro.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing you got to do is knowing your numbers, man. What's your floor?
Yeah. And a lot of people, I feel like, don't even know. I feel like they're just winging it. They're just waking up. They're like, oh, I work 40 hours a week. I get this much an hour. I get about this much at the end of the month. No one's really sitting down, looking at their budget, mathing it out, you know?
Budget's such a nasty word, bro. Like,
Live below your means.
No! You know? I refuse. I've never been that type of dude to tell somebody to live below their means, because my means are eating and drinking water.
Yeah, well, that's what the means are now. Is
You get what I'm saying?
Water.
So yeah, it might take 100% of your income right now, but if you know that that's the floor, right? Can you fall off of it?
Yeah.
How do you fall off the floor, bro?
And what do you do? How do you get back up? Like, if that happens, you do fall off the floor, because anything can happen. How do you get back up? It's not as easy to get back up now. Even again, I would say I'm pretty lucky for my age, where like I have a job now, for one. I know that's a weird economy right now. We're seeing a lot of ghost jobs, all that. Step one, get a job.
Step one, get a job.
I got a job. I got a place to live. I got bills. I got my stuff handled. I'm still barely able to really stack and build something unless I'm doing extra things. Like my week now is I'm working on the podcast with this. I'm working on DJing. I make my own music. I have my job that I'm here full time as well, let alone living, and I'm still catching up. So like, how do people who have kids or have other people they got to be responsible for, what do? How do you get ahead? Not just catch up or stay on track. How do you get ahead?
Yeah. Step one, get a job.
Step one. That's the floor.
That's the floor. You get a job that covers your number. Whatever that survivability number is, you take care of your house.
Yep.
Take care of eating every day.
Your transportation. And get some insurance. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You need that.
Yeah.
Right? So you get a job that covers those things.
Yeah.
And if one job doesn't cover those things, you might need two jobs to cover those things, because in this economy, the fifth thing that you need are investments.
Yeah.
It's no longer negotiable.
Yeah.
In my mind.
I agree.
I sat at my desk today, and not today, but the other day.
Yeah.
You sat with me.
I think I did.
I turned $40 into $200 while I was sitting there.
Wait, don't tell me, what was this? It wasn't Crocs. It was Costco, right?
No, I should have got Costco.
Yeah, we were talking about Costco.
But I ended up buying Crocs.
Options tradings. We'll do that at some point too. We'll get into that. I feel like that's level 2, maybe level 3.
Yeah, but this is the second time that I've done it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Since I've gotten back into it.
Yeah.
Investing your money to work while you're not working is how you get ahead.
Yeah.
You make sure that your floor is solid, right? Mm-hmm. Anything you get extra has to grow.
Yeah.
And then you have to have the discipline not to spend it on DoorDash. That's the tougher part.
$38 for a cold meal.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, man, I started I ordered some DoorDash the other day, but I didn't hit the send button because I remembered I had chicken at home.
Oh yeah, we had this. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, oh man, I forgot. I got chicken in the fridge. Mm-hmm. Let me cancel this DoorDash order and go eat what I got at home. Like my mama used to tell me, we got food at home.
Food at home. Yup.
But like, I don't need if your think about this. If your income stopped tomorrow, right? How long could you sustain your lifestyle, your floor?
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw a thing a while ago. I don't know if it's still true because I haven't been reading stats. I used to every single day read stats, looking at everything. I'm tracking everything in the market. But when I was looking heavily in like 23, 24, the average American, like 64%, if I remember right, if I remember like picturing it in my mind, didn't have $1,000 in their savings account. Mm-hmm. That's the floor in my mind. If my car breaks, I need $1,000 for something, especially if you don't know how to use your car, you don't know a mechanic or... Like, again, unless you have special circumstances or you have an in something, you know a guy, what are you going to do in most situations now?
That's that. So I have a similar mindset. Mine is $2,000.
Okay.
I think you should always have enough money in your account to replace all 4 of your tires at once. You deserve that.
Yeah. Bare minimum.
You deserve to be able to buy all 4 tires at once.
Yeah.
People go to the shop and they're like, that tire's bald. Rotate the rest of them. Give me one used one.
Yeah.
And they operate their whole life like that, just rotating a used fucking bald tire.
Yep.
And when you buy all 4 tires at once, you drive a lot faster.
Yep. And safer, smoother.
I didn't mean for that to be an analogy. I was literally talking about tires, but it sounded really good. Like, I'm literally talking about buying tires at once. You can do so much more. Your car runs better. The road feels a lot smoother. It's easier to handle.
Yeah.
When you've got 4 brand new tires.
Yeah.
So that security of having 4 brand new tires or keeping money in your account in case, you get a blowout of all of them at once.
You never know.
Gives you the superpower to go earn more money, feel more comfortable taking the risk of investing, feeling more comfortable, maintaining your floor.
Yeah, I think that's the issue that a lot of people fall into. Or I wouldn't say issue, the situation, because a lot of people might not even be within their control. But when you let a problem like a blown out tire go from what could be a 1-day thing, 2-day thing, maybe if you have $2,000 in your bank account, you can take it to the shop, you can do whatever you got to do, tow it if you need to. When that becomes a 2-week thing, because you're waiting for that check, and then you got to find a ride to work, and you're Ubering somewhere. You're having your buddy pick you up. You're paying him for gas. When that becomes a 2-week problem, now you're not maximizing your day. You're not maximizing your time. You're falling behind, even if it's a little bit slowly, like we talked about with business, how it's either it's growing or it's slowly stagnating. If you're not using your emergency fund to prevent that stagnation or that slow decline, it's very hard to catch up. Because that really can set you back weeks, like months, But
preaching.
I think we should do a whole episode at some point. I mean, this whole thing is about financial literacy. We want to teach everyone we can, but I want to do a full breakdown of how to, and we won't say budget, how to organize your money, how to make sure you have an emergency fund, how to build an entry-level portfolio and how to grow that, how to diversify. Because that is a podcast in itself, if not 5.
Absolutely. So hey, if you are trying to figure out buying, refinancing, debt pressure, where your money's really going, reach out. We here.
Hit us up on Insta. We already getting a couple comments, couple questions. You get slammed with questions.
Every day.
Keep hitting us up. Reach out. We do this for a living.
Appreciate y'all.